Welcome to this video. In this video, we'll explain how to use the monitoring tool. Authorization monitoring provides insight into the permissions within your Dynamics environment and helps maintain control over changes to these permissions. Using critical permissions, we create research questions to analyze how the permission structure is built and to whom these permissions are assigned. By analyzing a critical permission, we look for one or more permissions within permission sets, organization roles, and users. Analysis results are created for all findings. You can review these analysis results to demonstrate that you understand the structure of the permissions and that you are aware of the potential risks and changes that have been made since a previous analysis. For each new database connection, a standard set of critical permissions is created. These critical permissions align with the most common situations, but if necessary, new critical permissions can also be created. We will use the critical permission called Who Can Create Sales Documents to show you how to set up a critical permission. When setting up a critical permission, you link the necessary objects to obtain a result in an analysis. This helps determine whether a user, organization role, or permission set poses a risk. In the description, provide more details regarding the critical permission. Describe the risk of this permission in the risk field and determine the impact, in case it is misused by someone or something with the rights of this critical permission. When assigning objects, decide whether the analysis must meet all objects or if just one object already poses a risk. When linking objects, define the execution rights you want to analyze, such as insert, modify, and delete. You can also add organization roles to a critical permission as permitted organization roles. When an analysis result is created for one of these roles, it is automatically provided with an assessment and the analysis result is automatically marked as agreed configuration. Conflicts determine which critical permissions are in conflict with each other. An example of a conflict with the critical permission we used as an example would be, who can post sales shipments? When setting up a conflict, you can choose a specific company to which the conflict applies. The impact of this conflict must also be specified. In the description, we state the risk of this conflict, which in this case, would be that unauthorized orders could potentially be delivered outside the organization's oversight. Conflicts are automatically included in the analysis of critical permissions. To perform reliable analyses with the most recent data, the full monitoring sync must be successfully completed as recently as possible. The date and time of the last successful synchronization are displayed at the top left of the Critical Permissions overview screen. If the last full monitoring sync was not performed quite recently, you can manually start this task by going to Setup, Synchronization, and then Tasks. Here you would have to click on the Execute button for the full synchronization monitoring. Once this has been performed successfully, an analysis can be started. To start an analysis, you can go to the Monitoring, Critical Permissions and click on one to open it. Then use the Analyze button in the top. Or you can choose one in the overview, with a checkmark and then use the Analyze button in the top. Should you want to perform an analysis on all the critical permissions at once, you could use the checkbox in the blue banner to select all the critical permissions at once. When an analysis has been run successfully, you can see in the top corner the date and time of this analysis, and the question mark will show which critical permissions have been analyzed that last time. Both the critical permission itself and the conflicting critical permissions can be assessed via the critical permission. You can use a filter on the type of assessment, like agreed, disagreed, and to be reviewed. The type of result, like user, organization role, or permission set. And you can add a search criteria, which can be a part of a word, and everything which has that part in the name will be filtered. When filtering on the type of permission set, it is possible not all analyzed permission sets are shown, unless you check the box called Also Show Permission Sets Without Linked Users. You can also view and assess the analysis results separately, under the General Analysis Results. Here, you can filter by assessment type, and with an additional search query. In case only one result would have to be reviewed, you can also use the I button to assess the result. When you would like to assess multiple results, you would have to select them with the checkbox and use the Review button. The numbers in the red, blue and green dots show how many results have been reviewed. The red dot is disagreed, the green dot is agreed, and the blue dot is the number of results which still have to be reviewed. There is also the option to review the analysis results by organization role. For an explanation on how this works, you would have to watch our video called How to Review Analysis Results by Organization Role. When changes were made regarding authorizations, this will show up after a new monitoring sync and when a new analysis is performed. The review status will have been changed, for instance, due to authorizations changed on an organization role, into to review, authorizations changed. Or, due to a change in authorizations in a critical permission in, to review, critical permission changed. This way you can keep a grip on changes by regular use of the monitoring tool. And that is how you use the monitoring tool in the authorization box. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more helpful tutorials. Also visit our wiki on wiki.controlware.com for frequently asked questions. Thanks for watching, and until next time.